I just had to restart it. I just have this in there too.
All right, so first we got to take out this can. So you hold on to that. You don't want to drop that. You have to go fishing it out. It's tough to get a hold of that can here. Yeah, you got it. So when I pull this out, we need to take that queen cage out pretty
Quick.
quickly.
And then you put the cover back on, is that correct?
So I'm just going to tap this. Good, good, good. All right.
There are some bees in there.
So, yep, there's a few nurse bees in there. So the queen is in there with a few nurse bees just to kind of keep her tended to and occupied. And down here is what they call the candy. And what will happen is there's a cork here at the end, right here. So I'll take this cork out, and the nurse bees and the queen bee will start eating the candy from this direction, and the rest of the bees will start eating the candy in this direction, and they'll chew a hole so that the queen can come out. And the reason I don't put the queen in right away is because all the bees have to get used to the hive. She needs to kind of get calmed down a little bit and used to being in this hive, and this gives her a little bit of time to do that. So I'm going to take this cork out. There's the cork, and then you can see the candy on that end. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the queen in, and we're going to put her in like this. So the reason we don't put her like this is because if one of the nurse bees dies and lays across that, then they can't chew out. So that's why we're going to put it in like this. So we're going to set this aside.
Give me a whole thing.
Now just put this down here. Then what we need to do is put the queen in between these frames. Sure the queen, there's a queen in there. Yep, she's in there. Did you see her, Ryan?
She's the big one.
She's the big one.
Right
Yep,
there,
she's
going
right,
around the top,
right
and
there.
then circling around.
Yep. So the queen bee is the biggest bee in there. Her body's real long. She's right there. She's climbing right here, climbing around. So we're going to stick her in here, in between these frames. Push this together, just to kind of keep her in place. And Ryan, you put that screw in right there. Now we just want to hold it in, keep it in place.
Enough.
And just go in as far as you can because I need to put the cover on yet. Gosh, that's good. Okay, so keep these together. The queen's in there, so the bees will go in this direction. She and her nurse bees will go in this direction, and hopefully in 2 or 3 days, then she'll be out. So now what we're going to do is we're going to dump the rest of these bees inside the hive. And they're going to fly because they want to come out. So the way we do this is I'm going to bang this down so the bees go to the bottom, and then I'm going to dump them inside this hive. Just set this here, and the remainder will find their way in, and those bees will drop down in between the frames. They know the queen's in there, they know her scent, so they know this is where they want to be, and they'll start getting busy chewing on that candy from one end. And I already put some sugar water inside on the frames, so they'll help feed them, and hopefully they stay put and consider this their new home. So it'll take a couple minutes for them to work their way through. There's a drone right there, if you notice how big he is. That's a drone right here. He's bigger than the rest of them. Drones don't sting. So I'm sure there's a couple of drones in there. There's another drone. So just need to wait for them to kind of get down into the frames, and then we'll put the top on and let them be for a while.
Any final words?
What's that?
Any final words?
Final words? We'll check on them in a couple days and make sure they're good, and this is their new bee home. And then as soon as they get settled, then they'll make comb, and we'll put a bigger box there for them, and hopefully they find a lot of flowers to find nectar and pollen, and then by summertime we'll be able to put a box on top, and maybe they'll start making honey. So that's the process of putting bees in a new hive. Hope you enjoyed it. Ivy and Esme.